Today's lesson is called School is Turning Trash into Tuition. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
I am Roger, and today we're going to India and talk about some kids in a classroom there who are turning trash into tuition. That's kind of an interesting concept here. Of course, trash is stuff we want to throw away. It's rubbish. It's garbage. But, gee, how can we turn trash into tuition? Are we recycling it and selling it and using the money to pay for our studies?
I have no idea. I don't know what to make of this title either. I thought they were going to say, oh, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But then the word here is tuition. One man's trash is another man's tuition. What is going on here? Anyways, when we're talking about trash, sometimes we're talking about things that you want to give away or get rid of, whereas garbage might be spoiled food or food containers. And yeah, you want to get that out of your house immediately, or else it might smell bad or attract roaches. You get the idea. But here we've got a school, and they're taking trash, okay? And they're turning it into tuition, not treasure. By the way, one man's trash is another man's treasure. It means that something you might want to get rid of might be quite meaningful to someone else. Okay, you might want to throw away a chair in your house. It might take up too much space, and you might think, yeah, no one's going to want this. Who knows? Maybe your next door neighbor needs a new chair. You might talk to him and you'll say, absolutely, I've been looking for a chair. I'll take that chair off your hands. What a stroke of luck. This is a piece of treasure to me. So one man's trash is another man's treasure. So here, though, we're not talking about treasure. We're talking about tuition. So I'm confused, but if we start reading from our article, we might just get to the bottom of things. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start reading right after this.
School is turning trash into tuition. A school in India has found a way to keep kids in the classroom and fight pollution at the same time. Students at Akshar Forum, a small school in northeast India, are paying for tuition with plastic waste. The school is providing a solution to local environmental problems as well as encouraging education. It has kids aged 4 to 15 collecting at least 20 plastic items each week, including bottles and food wrappers.
大家好，标题中我们看到单字 tuition 这个字是名词，指学费。例如 This private school's tuition is much higher than other schools in the area. 这间私立学校的学费比这个区域其他的学校高上许多。接着我们看到一个名词 forum 指论坛、讨论会，像是 When I'm not sure about the brand to buy, I often visit online discussion forums. 当我不确定要买哪一个品牌时，我通常会上网络论坛。再来，我们看到一个单字 wrapper 这个字是名词，指包装材料、包装纸。举例来说 I took the wrapper off of the pen before I wrote with it. 我用这支笔写字前把包装纸拿掉。另外，去除这个字尾的 per 可以成为它的动词 wrap 指缠绕、包裹。我们可以说 Angela wrapped the plate in newspaper to protect it from getting broken.Angela 把盘子包在报纸里来保护它不被打破。
Okay, let's talk about the first part of our lesson for today. We're going to find out how a school in India is turning trash into tuition. How are they taking trash and helping it finance their education? So here in the first paragraph, it says, a school in India has found a way to keep kids in the classroom and fight pollution at the same time. Oh, they're killing two birds with one stone here. They're doing two things with one effort. So basically, they're going to keep kids in the classroom and they're going to fight pollution by doing the same thing. That's interesting. I wonder how they're going to do that.
Here, apparently, they're going to turn trash into tuition and not necessarily money. How interesting. By the way, I believe the currency in India is the rupee, and usually you would pay money in form of rupees, let's say, to go to school in India, but that's not the case here. there's a school there that's accepting garbage or trash or refuse for tuition. You can pay for your school with trash. How cool.
Yeah, we've heard that plastic waste can be recyclable, but let's try to find out here exactly how they're making plastic waste be able to pay for their tuition. So the school is providing a solution to local environmental problems as well as encouraging education. Okay, so this is what the school is doing. They're providing a solution to local environmental problems. So there's a problem in this area that has to do with the environment. It probably has to do with a lot of pollution, a lot of waste, a lot of garbage, a lot of litter in the form of plastic. So they're trying to do something about that problem, in addition to encouraging the kids to continue their education. So here we've got the phrase as well as. That just means also. For example, I could say, when I was in high school band, I played the trumpet as well as the tuba.
Now, more on Akshar Forum. It has kids aged 4 to 15 collecting at least 20 plastic items per week, including bottles and food wrappers. So there you go. If you don't get your 20 plastic items each week, apparently, you can't go to school there anymore. That's your tuition. Make sure you come up with 20 plastic items each week if you want to continue coming to school here at the Akshar Forum. All right, everyone, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
After the plastic is collected, students can earn money by creating eco-bricks, which can be used for simple building projects. This allows students to stay in school rather than going to work, usually in hard jobs that pay only about $2.50 per day. At first, parents thought the idea of sending trash to school was strange, but now they're behind it. The program is also teaching about the dangers of burning plastic waste, something many local families used to do to keep warm in winter.
"第二部分我们看到一个名词 program 指计划安排，例如 Kevin tried out a new diet program, but it didn't work at all. Kevin 尝试了一个新的节食计划，但是一点用都没有。另外，这个字除了可以当名词，也可以当动词用，指设计、设定程式。我们可以说 All of the lights in my house are programmed to turn on and off by themselves while I am on vacation. 家中所有的灯都被设定在我出游这段时间自动开与关。
We shall now resume our lesson. So you might be asking, okay, what happens after the kids collect all those pieces of plastic? How do they turn those pieces of plastic into something that can pay their tuition? Well, after the plastic is collected, after the kids get those bottles and food wrappers and bring them all together, the students can earn money by creating eco-bricks, which can be used for simple building projects. So they use that plastic to make basically plastic bricks. That's what I'm imagining here, and we're calling them eco-bricks. This is a special term that refers to bricks that are made through recycling because they're good for the ecology of a certain area or they're good for the environment. So eco-bricks, bricks that are made from plastic, and they can be used for simple building projects. You can't use them to build big, huge skyscrapers, but they can be used for simple things.
There you go. Yeah, if something is good for the environment, you can say it's green or it's eco-friendly. So yeah, these bricks are good for the environment. Okay, you've made them by recycling something bad like plastic, so you call them eco-bricks. This allows, by the way, students to stay in school rather than going to work, usually in hard jobs that pay only about $2.50 per day. And by the way, this is not a typo. It's not a misprint, okay? These kids, and they range between 4 and 15 years of age, if they couldn't continue going to school, they'd have to go to work. These are young kids. If they can't go to school, or if they couldn't stay in school, they would have to go to work. And going to work in India, apparently, for kids is not a good thing. These kids have to work hard jobs that don't pay all that much at all. So these kids, Yeah, think how lucky you have it, okay? These kids there in India, if they don't have a chance to go to school at a place like Akshar Forum, they have to join the job force and they have to work tough jobs where they don't make any money at all.
Now, at first, here in the next paragraph, at first, parents thought the idea of sending trash to school was strange, but now they're behind it. So, of course, when they first heard about this, they probably thought it was ridiculous. What do you need to do? Why do you need to go collect all this plastic and these wrappers and stuff and take them to school? That sounds silly. It sounds ridiculous. You've got one of those crazy teachers from the city with these weird ideas.
Yeah, why are you taking garbage to school? Why don't you take your books to school instead of garbage? How weird. So at first, these parents, they had their concerns, but now they're behind this idea of taking garbage to school. Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, we're not being literal. If you're behind something, okay, that means it's in front of you, okay? That thing is in front of you. You are behind it. Here, though, the idea is similar, but no, we're not talking about the position of one thing relative to another thing. If you're behind something in this case, you support that thing. You want to give it assistance because you think it's a good idea. You're behind that thing. Now, the program is also teaching about the dangers of burning plastic waste, something many local families used to do to keep warm in winter. So let's say you're in India, okay, and you're poor. Maybe you can't afford a heater. Maybe you can't afford firewood. Who knows? So you burn what you can to stay warm in the winter. And sometimes that means burning plastic waste because plastic does burn, and there's a lot of plastic waste laying around. So yes, this program, not only do they want to make eco bricks and make sure that Indian kids can stay in school instead of joining the workforce, here they're saying this program is also teaching people about how to not burn plastic in the winter.
Yep, that's something they used to do. They did that in the past. They would burn the plastic to keep warm in the winter. It does get cold in India. And so, of course, they thought, we got to keep warm, you know, even though people tell us it might pollute the air. But hey, we're cold. We want to warm up. And indeed, if you burn plastic, lots of toxic fumes will go into the air. So this is a good idea to use that plastic to build bricks that could maybe make some kind of room or something that they could actually sit inside and warm up that way instead of burning that plastic.
Yeah, what a program this is. By the way, Roger, are we talking about a program like a magazine that you get at a sporting event that tells you about that sporting event? I used to go to football games as a kid, and I used to buy a program before every game. Is that the type of program we're talking about here?
Yeah, I remember those programs when going to hockey games. Yeah, tonight's program, only $2. But no, in this particular case, it's just a specially organized event that is designed to produce a certain result. So this program is organized by the teachers, I imagine, and other people at the school to keep the kids in the school, but also to benefit society and, again, to tackle the local environmental problems.
All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back right after this with the conclusion of our article on this school in India that's turning trash into tuition.
Through educating students about the environment, Akshar Forum is spreading the message to parents and the community too. Its founders hope to continue their efforts by opening 100 more schools over the next 5 years.
第三部分，我们看到一个单字 educate， 这个字是动词，有教育、教导的意思。举例来说 ，The film was made to educate people about the environment。拍摄这部影片是为了教育人们有关环境的问题。另外，补充这个字的名词 education， education， education。我们可以说 Most people believe that education is important if you want a good job. 大多人相信，如果你想要找一份好工作，教育很重要。再来，我们看到名词 community， 课文中用来指社区，像是 The community puts on a fair each spring to raise money for the church. 这个社区每年春天都会举办园游会来为教堂募款。另外，这个字还可以指群体、社群。 我们可以说Many members of the medical community spend their time and money on advancing medical research. 许多医疗社群中的成员花费很多时间和金钱来促进医疗研究。最后，我们看到一个单字 founder， 这个字是名词，指创办人、创立者。例如 Levi Strauss was the founder of a famous jeans and clothing company.Levi Strauss 是一家知名牛仔裤及服饰公司的创立者。另外，去除这个字尾的 er 可以成为它的动词 found， 指成立、创办。我们可以说 My brother founded a club in our town for people who like fishing. 我的哥哥为了喜欢钓鱼的人，在我们的城镇创立了一个俱乐部。
Okay, so we wish them the best of luck with this as they try to expand this program to other schools in India and maybe throughout the world. So here the final paragraph says, through educating students about the environment, Akshar Forum is spreading the message to parents and the community too. So they're doing a couple of things here again. They're killing two birds with one stone. Again, they're educating the students about the environment, but they're also spreading the message to the community and parents as well. So first of all, we've got the verb to educate, which means basically to impart knowledge to someone.
There you go. If you educate someone, you help them learn about something. So let's say you go to school, you get educated, or you receive an education. You learn stuff. That's what going to school is all about. By the way, you can also educate yourself. If you read books and you study real hard, you can learn something as well. You can educate yourself. But here, Akshar Forum is a school, and they are educating students about the environment. They want these students to know tons about the environment. And yes, they're doing this, they're educating, and they're also spreading the message to the community. And here, when we're talking about a community, we're talking about all the people who live in a certain place. Now, usually a community is a small group of people, let's say, like a group of people who live in a neighborhood. But sometimes you can use this word to reference a larger group of people as well.
Indeed, like within a society, the Chinese community of the United States, for example. But in this particular case, they're talking about the local town here. The message is being spread to parents and also to members of the community. Its founders hope to continue their efforts by opening 100 more schools over the next 5 years. So here we've got a founder, which is somebody who sets something up. They establish this thing. They make all the arrangements. So again, we're talking about the people who have set up this program in the school and they think it's a good idea. It's quite successful. So they are trying to open this program or establish this program in 100 more schools over the next 5 years. That's quite a goal.
Quite a goal, quite ambitious. But yes, founders are often quite ambitious people who want to start amazing things. For instance, you could say Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak were the founders of Apple Computer. Anyways, folks, with that, our lesson on turning trash into tuition is now in the books, and it's time for you guys to hear from the Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文标题有写到说 School is turning trash into tuition. 学校把垃圾变成学费。好，这边它用到 turn A into B。Turn 在这边它是当及物动词，表示使转变、使变成。那么 turn A into B 或者是 turn A to B 就表示将 A 变成 B。那这样的句型我们也可以用被动语态 A be turned into B 来表达。例如 The garage was turned into a studio apartment. 那个车库被改成一间套房了。好，另外 turn 也可以当不及物动词哦，像我们可以说 A turn into B 或是 A turn to B 就表示 A 变成 B。 举例来说 Water turns to ice at 0 degrees Celsius. 水在摄氏0度变成冰。好，那么课文第二部分提到说学生可以借由制作环保砖来赚钱。他就说This allows students to stay in school rather than going to work. 这让学生可以留在学校里，而不是去工作。那我们先来看动词 allow， 它表示允许、准许。我们用 allow somebody to do something 就表示允许某人做某事。不过在课文里面，它不是要表达准许某人做某事哦，而是用 allow somebody to do something 来表达使某人能够怎么样，得以怎么样。举例来说 ，This app allows you to find restaurants near you and book a table in a few seconds. 这个应用程式让你可以在几秒之内找到附近的餐厅，让你可以做这一件事情，然后并且定位。好，那我们接着来看到 rather than 的用法。第一种呢，是在课文里面 rather than 它当介系词来表达用来代替什么什么。那它的意思就相当于 instead of。instead of 跟 rather than 后面是要接名词或是动名词。例如 rather than going home, they went to the movies. 他们没有回家，而是去看电影，用看电影这件事情来取代回家。好，再来看第二个用法 rather than 可以当连接词来表达而非怎么样，而不是怎么样。它是用来连接词性相同的字词。例如 She wants to be an actress rather than a lawyer. 她想要成为一位演员，而不是律师。好，那特别注意，如果我们用 rather than 来连接不定词片语的话呢， rather than 后面的不定词那个 to 通常会省略哦。举例来说 He prefers to jog in the park rather than work out at a gym. 他比较喜欢在公园慢跑，而不是在健身房运动。那么句子里面的 rather than 是用来连接两个不定词片语，一个是 to jog in the park， 一个是 to work out at a gym。 不过第二个不定词片语 to work out at a gym 接在 rather than 的后方，它的 to 就被省略了。好，那么以上是今天的重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Trash. My brother and I take turns washing the dishes and taking out the trash. Tuition. We cannot sign up for classes until our tuition has been paid in full. Program. Natalie is working on applications to several different graduate school programs. Educate. The school educates students about the importance of making healthy lifestyle choices. Community. Police want to work together with the community to cut down on crime. Founder. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is one of the wealthiest people in the world.
Discussion starter starts now.
All right, everyone. Now it's time for our discussion starter. Hey, Roger. Do you think more schools should follow Akshar Form's method of charging tuition?
Well, it depends on where you're talking about. I don't think it would be possible to do that in Taiwan because of different local concerns. People here have enough money to educate their kids. They don't need to go around gathering plastic to pay for their school, their children's education. It's kind of silly. How about you?
I think it would be great if more schools did that because, one, it would get rid of plastic waste, and it would also teach children from a very young age to be environmentally responsible. So, along with a hefty government subsidy, I think we can make this particular method work. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.